You can call me Dr. Diploma. This is...
I got some facts. Ain't all of them gonna be fun, but I promise we will learn long before we're all done.
This is No Fun Facts. What is No Fun Facts, you might ask? I'm going to delve deep, and not so deep sometimes, into things that matter, into the facts that make us uncomfortable, into the things that are sometimes disgusting and disturbing, but are important. I really think it's vital that we understand and realize as a people in multiple societies all over the world that the harder the truth, maybe the better the truth. If it makes me feel not awesome, especially about myself, my history, my stuff, I bet it's being pretty accurate. Source information is important, making sure that we find out the truth, and when you can measure an outcome, that we measure that outcome consistently and share that with each other. That is so important. So follow me on this journey. If I inspire you, or if I gross you out, or if I help you find something disgusting, go ahead and hit that like, share, and subscribe button, because I want to make sure that you get your No Fun Facts first. I'm Dr. Diploma. I live in Colorado. I'm very passionate about history, science, languages, philosophy, psychology, all kinds of things. I want to learn a few things, try and teach a few things, and I like to think that I know a thing or two. It's important to me to try and look at everything from as many perspectives as possible to try and find out the true outcome, the truth of whatever I can find. It's also important to know and realize that those things can change when we get more information. It doesn't mean that people are being wishy-washy or hypocrites if they have a different opinion today and 5 years from now. Open-mindedness is growth. It's a sign of intelligence. I think it's important that a lot of us remember that and try and bring those things to the table. Again, if I'm able to teach you something in any type of way, if it's something you know or something that you haven't heard in a long time, maybe I'm that person annoying your friends or your friend's mom or your dad or whoever needs that sourced informational perspective, go for it. I'm your guy. All right, let's dive into number one. In no particular order at all, the first question today is, when is Great Britain's Independence Day? They don't have one. I think this is something a lot of us maybe just don't think about. Here in America, our Independence Day is a huge celebration, overflowing with adult beverages, mullets, American flags, and weeks of excessive fireworks. If you don't know about that, it's months. It's no fun, basically, for anyone who has any type of PTSD or animals that get scared with those things. At the height of its rule, the British Empire exercised authority over a population of some 88 million people. To add to the list of the things British people don't give a shit about, here is a list of a few countries that celebrate their hard-fought and sometimes freely given independence from the largest empire the world has and hopefully will ever see. Number one, you got OG Bad Boy USA, 1776. 1867 Canada, 1901 Australia, 1919 Afghanistan, 1922 Egypt, 1931 New Zealand, 1932 Iraq, 1934 South Africa, 1946 Jordan, 1947 India. Coming in at 11, you have mandatory Palestine, declared as Israel in 1948. Palestine celebrates their independence from Israel in 1988, but that's another video. Number 12, Myanmar, 1948. 13, Sri Lanka at 48. Libya in 48. Kind of sensing a theme there. That's probably going to be another video. 1956, Oman to round out the list. As you can see, there's a ton more. Each and every one has a rich and unique story. Some become part of the modern Commonwealth, and some fought for decades for the right to have sovereign rule and govern themselves. Next up, we have number 2. How many times did Pluto revolve around the sun while it was a planet? I'm feeling the trick answers today. 0 is the answer. That's right, it didn't. It actually didn't make an entire rotation around the sun from the time of its discovery until its demotion. The effects of Pluto's gravity pulling on Neptune and Uranus led American astronomer Percival Lowell to theorize that the deviations he observed were being caused by an additional celestial body that hadn't been named or discovered yet. Lowell predicted Pluto's location in 1915, but he passed away on November 12, 1916. Clyde Tombaugh finally proved Lowell correct in 1930 at an observatory which was named after the former deceased astronomer. 15 years later, the idea of naming Pluto after the Roman god of the underworld, was inspired by then 11-year-old Venetia Burney of Oxford, England. She suggested a name to her grandfather, who passed it on to the Lowell Observatory. The name Pluto also honors Percival Lowell, since it begins with his initials, PL. It takes Pluto 248 years to orbit around the sun once. That's one Pluto year. Plutonian year? Plotian? I like Plotian, but I think it's Plutonian. From the time Pluto was first seen until its demotion was 101 years. It was even shorter from its actual discovery until its demotion at 76 years. It takes 248 Earth years for a Plutonian year. For it to go around the sun one time takes 248 years. So no, it wasn't a planet for an entire year. Number 3, how many Purple Heart medals did the United States of America manufacture before invading Japan? I believe most Americans and a lot of people around the world at this point have seen or know what a Purple Heart is. The only American medal with more notoriety is the Congressional Medal of Honor. For military merit and for wounds received in action is the citation accompanying the award for over 1 million men and women who served in the armed forces during World War II. The Purple Heart began life as the badge of military merit, established by George Washington on August 7, 1782. Since it is the oldest active military award in the United States, it has gone through many changes. We'll explain some here, but this is by no means an exhaustive list. On February 22, 1932, General of the Army, Douglas MacArthur, used General Order No. 3 to facilitate the reinstatement of the Purple Heart. In April 1942, the War Department, a precursor to today's modern Department of Defense, decided that the Purple Heart would be awarded to anyone in the Army, just the Army, who was killed in the line of duty. In late 1942, President Franklin Delano Roosevelt authorized the Department of the Navy to award the Purple Heart to any Navy, Marine, or Coast Guard personnel wounded or killed on or after December 7, 1941, more commonly known as Pearl Harbor, or the day that'll live in infamy. That is enough of a history lesson. Let's get to answering the question at hand. With lost, stolen, and ruined medals in the surplus, remaining after World War II was right about 495,000 unused, unissued Purple Hearts. The planning projections for Operation Downfall, the proposed Allied invasion of mainland Japan, estimated 1.2 million casualties, with 267,000 deaths for just the Americans. Of course, these are projections. There's no way to know if it would have been better, worse. This has historically been a lot of the reason and the justification for the atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. I'm sure those could fill a video each by themselves. Ton of no fun facts involved in that. The DoD did not need to order any more Purple Hearts or the creation of any more Purple Hearts until 1999, meaning that medals produced at the end of World War II were sufficient for every conflict from the end of World War II through to the 21st century. It's worth mentioning that the Purple Heart is the highest award that is automatically given as soon as the criteria for it is met. That means there's no review or proposal needed. Nobody needs to sign off, approve. It can also be awarded multiple times for wounds received on separate occasions. Now, number 4. What was Neil Armstrong's mother's maiden name? Neil Armstrong was the oldest of 3 born to Stephen Koenig Armstrong and Viola Louise Armstrong. Mrs. Armstrong's maiden name was Engel or Angel in German. Right now, I'm hoping some of you at home, in your Teslas, wherever you're watching, are asking yourself, hopefully out loud, Doc, wasn't it Buzz's mom that has the cool last name? Normally, I'd have to answer yes, but while researching this first episode of No Fun Facts, I kept looking up Neil Armstrong's mother's name. So now, those of you that don't know, I'm sure are asking, well, what's so cool about Buzz's mom's name? It's literally Moon. I guess was Moon? Don't make death jokes, not in the first episode. I find it very interesting, the first person to step foot on the lunar surface, that their mom's name was Moon. Talk about a calling or something maybe you're supposed to do. Very interesting. I'm also thinking about all the conspiracy theory folks in the comments going just, oh, see, Yeah, go for it. Let's find out. Let's share some no fun facts. Let's find some source information. Let's figure it out. I have no problem doing conspiracy theory videos, so you let me know what you think's the best. I'll tear some to shreds, make some sound better. Let's go for it. So here are some super free fun
facts today.
What's the leaderboard as far as independence given or fought? Number 1, United Kingdom. 62 countries have declared, won, or gambled their independence from the United Kingdom. Number 2, France, 28. Those of us that understand how absolutely devastating and far-reaching and super duper Caucasian colonialism was, for the most part, will understand this isn't a surprise. I think some of the other ones down the line maybe a little bit more, but yes, number 1, 62 United Kingdom. Number 2, France, 28 countries. Number 3 is Spain, so yes, colonial. Number 4, USSR, also not terribly surprising, especially under current circumstances. They're trying to get maybe their largest republic back under, that's exactly what they're trying to do. They're trying to control as much of Ukraine as possible, if not take all of Ukraine back. That was the largest republic that left the Soviet Union, definitely not the only one. But yes, 15 other countries other than Ukraine have declared their independence from the USSR, the former Soviet Union. 7, Portugal, throwback to the colonial stuff, not a big surprise at all. 5 countries have received, declared, fought independence from the United States of America. That one surprised me a little bit. I don't know if I knew about that one. If you did, if you didn't, let me know in the comments. When did the U.S. declare its independence? The Continental Congress met and voted for independence from Britain on the 2nd of July, 1776. 2 days later, on the 4th of July, the text of the Declaration of Independence was ratified by that same body. In a letter he sent to his wife Abigail back at their home in Massachusetts, John Adams famously wrote, "The 2nd day of July, 1776, will be the most memorable epocha in the history of America. I am apt to believe that it'll be celebrated by succeeding generations as the great anniversary festival. It ought to be commemorated as the day of deliverance by solemn acts of devotion to God Almighty. It ought to be solemnized with pomp and parade, with shoes, games, sports, guns, bells, bonfires, and illuminations from one end of the continent, from the other, from this time toward forevermore. You think me transported with enthusiasm, but I am not. I am well aware of the toil and blood and treasure that it will cost us to maintain the Declaration, the support and defend these states, yet through all the gloom I can see the rays of ravishing light and glory. I can see the end is more than worthy of the means, and the posterity will triumph in that day's transaction, even although we should rue it, which I trust in God we shall not." John Adams. President Adams had a high expectation for the 2nd of July. I hope we haven't let him down. That must be why we illuminate the country from end to end for weeks and months. You know, I guess during the 2nd of July too, so I bet he's pretty proud. That's good. I truly hope you had an informative and no fun time. We're going to have some experiences and we'll experiment through them. Let me know what you love, what you don't. If there's anything that I can do better or anything that was better already, just let me know. If there's anything you'd like to see us do videos on, that's super simple. Thanks for helping me out. Or if any of these facts or things everybody knows about, please let me know that too, because I want to be helpful and let's talk about things that maybe not everyone knows.
I got some facts. Ain't all of them gonna be fun, but I promise we will learn long before we're all done.
The 2nd day of July. I truly hope you had an informative time. And oh wow. 1901. In 101 years, from first sight to motion. Remember, from the end of World War I through the 21st century. Korea, Vietnam, Second Korea, I'm just kidding, not a war, that's not a thing yet, we'll see, we're gonna find out about that one. Fun little story, why not? You think me transported with wow. To light up the wow.